You have so much evidence around you that tells you that you live in an abundant universe. You have so much evidence showing you that abundance abounds there on planet Earth. And all you have to do is focus on how much abundance there is in order to tap into more of it. You don't have to figure out where yours will come from. You don't have to know what it is you will do in order to receive it. And the reason those statements are true is that you cannot possibly understand. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today we're reading an incredible set of channelings from the Arcturian Council. I always love returning to the Arcturian Council. These are channelings done by Daniel Scranton. You can find them at danielscranton.com. He has a number of amazing books that document his channelings. Daniel channels so many interesting entities, and each channeling has its own unique flavor. And I've had the opportunity to share a number of incredible channelings. All of these deal directly with our shift on this planet, our ascension as souls, our ability to create reality, and so much more. This set of channelings addresses a number of fascinating topics like how to let abundance flow to you, an Arcturian promise to humanity, what will it take for all the spaceships to land, what the Arcturians are witnessing in us, an invitation from the Arcturians, and so much more. How to let abundance flow to you. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You have so much evidence around you that tells you that you live in an abundant universe. You have so much evidence showing you that abundance abounds there on planet Earth. And all you have to do is focus on how much abundance there is in order to tap into more of it. You don't have to figure out where yours will come from. You don't have to know what it is you will do in order to receive it. And the reason those statements are true is that you cannot possibly understand with your physical mind all the avenues that exist for money, abundance to flow to you. They simply are. They simply exist. But you cannot fathom all of them. And that is true because your minds are limited in what they can perceive and what they can conceive of. And so when you focus on abundance and how much of it there is, you then have to trust in your ability to receive that abundance. When you think of yourself as the human egoic self, when you can say things to yourself like, well, am I good enough at what I do to receive more? When you ask that type of question, of course, the mind can give you all kinds of answers that will not be to your liking. When you think of yourself as your true self, your whole self, your source energy self, that's when you can see how it is possible for you to receive more abundance, just because you exist. Existing as you are is enough. You are a slice of source energy. You are a unique aspect of all that is. You are the only one who can be that expression of source that you are. And since no one else can be you, that must mean you have intrinsic value to the whole. Now, as you slip into the knowing of who you really are, you may get inspired to do something, to call someone, to send a text or an email, and that may lead to an opportunity where you still have to participate in the physical world to receive more abundance. But at other times, you are just going to get a windfall of money that is unexpected and comes through no physical action taken whatsoever. Both ways are possibilities for you to receive more abundance. Do not say no to either, and do not believe more in one than the other, because you don't want to shut either of them out. You want to remain open. As we said before, you cannot possibly fathom all of the avenues through which money can flow to you, but you do want to make the blanket statement that says, I am open to all of those avenues. You do not want to be attached to money only coming to you through a very narrow passageway. You might have in the past wanted it to come to you through a particular avenue, because then you would feel validated, because then you would feel that you did a good job. And while you can still receive through that particular avenue, you also want to be open to money flowing to you from so many other sources. And when you're open, you do receive. And when you do receive, you have more to infuse into the abundance of your economic systems. You want to stay in the flow with the finances that are flowing to you. And so being willing to put more of it out there into the collective of monies that are out there to utilize by all of you, you open yourselves up then to more. More can flow to you. You are showing more faith in your ability to continue to receive. You want to have confidence in yourselves as those unique aspects of Source that you are, and you want to remain in the flow of abundance that is available to us all, regardless of what form we are in. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. An Arcturian promise to humanity. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have come into your lives there on Earth at the appropriate timing. We, of course, have been supporting humanity and life on Earth for a very long time. But we thought it was better to operate from behind the scenes. And now we are coming through channelers to assist in your spiritual evolution, because the timing is right for our particular brand of assistance. There are other Arcturians and groups of Arcturians coming through other channelers as well. And we all recognized that this was the most appropriate time to make ourselves known to all of you. It is important for humans to understand that there is a big galaxy out there filled with other beings and other consciousnesses. And the reason you need to know this is because you need to understand yourselves better. When you experience your connections to us and the other star systems of this galaxy, you recognize that you are more than just a human of Earth. And in that recognition, you start to get closer to the truth of who you really are as an aspect of all that is, or Source if you prefer. Therefore, you can look at extraterrestrial contact as you discover more of you. That will help people to get past the idea that we are either your saviors or your enslavers. None of the ETs that you will ever meet want to be either of those things to you. It is important for you to realize these truths, because the experience of ET contact is more available to you now than it has been at any other point in this lifetime for you. We who are Arcturian remind you of your spiritual nature. We who are mostly non-physical remind you that you are non-physical beings and that you are only pretending to be physical beings in your lives. We ignite within you a desire to be on a spiritual path, to access your spiritual gifts, and to engage in spiritual practices. And the reason we inspire those desires within you is because our star system is all about the exploration of spirituality. And because you have all been here in some way, shape, or form at some point in your history, you get that sort of activation of all that you have achieved in our solar system by connecting with the likes of us. There are many good reasons to connect with Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, and so on as well. You are putting the pieces together of who and what you really are as a whole being by expanding your consciousness out to include your ET family and your other selves who are not of your Earth. These are exciting times indeed for humanity. And of course, we want to play a bigger role than we had been playing. And so we are here, and we are available to connect with any of you at any time. This is our promise to you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. What will it take for the spaceships to land? We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been aware of so many of the struggles that humanity faces, and we have taken a hands-off, non-interference approach. And many of you would ask why. Many of you would ask, Why do the ETs not intervene on our behalf? Why are we not protected from the forces that would keep us down, keep us feeling enslaved? Well, the truth is, you all wanted it this way before you were born onto this planet, in this lifetime, whether you know it or not. Now hear us out. From the human perspective, people living in war-torn countries experiencing poverty, famine, all kinds of civil unrest. These are all terrible things that no one would ever want. And it is true, there are terrible things. And it is all right for you all to decide they are terrible things and that you do not want them anymore. And that is one of the purposes that they serve for you. You get to create what you want out of those circumstances that you don't want. You also get to experience yourselves as the ones who feed the hungry person, or you get to experience yourselves as the one who gives money to the poor. You get to experience yourselves as the ones who stand up for those who are disenfranchised in some way. People who live in those war-torn countries get to experience themselves as heroes, and many have. And so for any being or groups of beings to come into your environment and say, we will make it all better for you, would just be robbing you of those experiences of self that you ultimately want to have as souls, and some of you can even admit want to have as people. This is why non-interference is such an important policy for ETs to take. Now, have all the ETs taken the non-interference policy to heart all the time? Of course, you know the answer to that is no. We can say that it is true for us, but we can also say that we were interested in other things. And what we were interested in didn't involve planet Earth for a very long time. And now we have taken an interest in you, and we know that the way to help you is to teach you, to send you energies and all kinds of codes and transmissions. And we know that you will take the knowledge that you receive from us and the energies that you download, and you will run with them, and you will get to experience the joy of your own growth. Many on Earth would like to see thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or even millions of trials going on to bring the truth to light about those who've been doing the dastardly deeds there on your planet. And perhaps you think we would be the ones to be the judges or the juries in those cases. That is going about it the very long and very hard way. It is so much easier to forgive, and it is so much faster to see the light, the love, the divinity within each and every human being, no matter what they have done. It is so much better for you than to lock them all up. And some of you know this, and some of you are doing it. And you are the ones doing the work that some humans want us to do. We are not coming to balance the scales for you, but you can do so much with what is happening inside of you. You can do so much when you realize you're holding on to resentment, you're holding on to judgment, you're condemning those who seem to be responsible for all the problems on your world. When you let go of all that heaviness and all that darkness that is within you, then you don't need to create the idea of villains in your stories anymore. And it just so happens that when enough of you are in the space of forgiveness, that's when the ships will land. When enough people decide that no one has to be put on trial and no one has to be locked up. And that's when you will open up to your friends and family members who are waiting patiently on their ships in your skies. We are excited for that day to come, and we know that it is coming soon. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been witnessing your spiritual evolution and noticing what works for you and what does not. We know that some of you are fully capable of making these determinations for yourselves. We also know that some of you have blind spots when it comes to what's working and what's not. Here are our observations. You are making tremendous strides forward in your spiritual evolution. when you take responsibility for what you've created, and when you go within and you discover what the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs were that resulted in what you are currently experiencing. This helps you, in the moment, to release any blame or victimhood, and it also helps you make better choices for yourselves in the future. We have also noticed that you tend to make tremendous strides forward when you take time out for yourselves. When you engage in self-care activities, you do get more of the downloads that you desire. You do tend to manifest more of what you've been asking for, and your intuitive hits go up tremendously. Therefore, we recommend that you schedule in me time as often as you possibly can. We recommend that you take care of yourselves and see yourselves as your purpose in life. Once you've been taking care of yourselves, of course, you have so much more to give to everyone else. We have also noticed that as you meditate and you get quiet and focus on what's happening inside of you, vibrationally and thought-wise and emotion-wise, you understand so much more than you would if you were to only journal. You need to go within to understand what it is that you're vibrating. It is important for you to do more than just be introspective with your thoughts, reflective with your thoughts. It is important for you to check in and notice what you're feeling, what you're vibrating, and what thoughts are corresponding to those states of being. Again, you need to know what it is that you are feeling inside in order to recognize what it is you are creating and have been creating. You can do this before you get to the place where you have manifestations like an accident of some kind, and it will be a tremendous value if you're willing to stop and check in with yourselves periodically throughout your day. Just see what's going on in those chakras of yours. See what you can feel in your emotional centers, and just be noticing just by your attention to what's going on inside of you. It is so much easier for you to break a cycle or train of thought from continuing on and on and on. You are, of course, going to be very good results indeed when you spend time with Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and your animal friends. All of your plant, rock, mineral, and animal friends are there to support you, to help you on your journeys. And they are physical representations of all the non-physical helpers that you have. So by tuning into them, you are more likely to tune in to the likes of us, your spirit guides, your higher selves, and so on. Very good. We do believe that we have given you enough now to utilize for more of a conscious spiritual evolution. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. An invitation from the Arcturians. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We've been inviting you all for quite some time to join us in a higher frequency state. And of course, many of you have accepted our invitations, and you exist in a higher frequency state most of the time. You know how good you can feel, and that makes those times when you don't feel so good stand out even more to you. Remember that you always have an opportunity to shift. You can always take yourselves to be higher vibrational state. You have the free will to do so. And when you exercise that free will to choose to bring yourself into a higher vibrational state, you are able to do so most of the time. It really is that simple. You have to make a choice, because if you do not, then what is happening all around you, including the choices that other people are making, will become your choice. You can put yourself on a default setting that says that you are going to feel the way everyone else around you feels. And you're going to take your cue as to how to feel by what's happening or not happening in your reality. Remember, always, that the reality you are experiencing is temporary. So even if you don't like something about the reality you are experiencing, you sometimes must remind yourselves that it is temporary, and it shall pass. That then makes it easier for you to take your attention off of it and to put your attention on yourself, so that you can make the choice to feel the way that you want to feel. You have all the tools inside of you to bring yourselves to a higher vibrational state of being. You do not have to rely upon any substance to bring you into a better feeling state. Most people turn to all kinds of substances, including food, in order to make themselves feel better. But we invite you to recognize that the invitation is always there to rise up to a higher vibrational state. You have the ability to breathe consciously. You have the ability to think a thought that feels good to you. You have the ability to focus on something that warms your heart. You have the ability to choose to resist or accept that which is. And again, that which is will change. So even if you are accepting something that is unwanted, you don't have to worry that it will stay that way forever, because nothing ever does. Allow yourselves the luxury of feeling into a higher frequency state. Show yourselves how easy it is to choose to feel better right now, and use all the tools that you have inside of yourselves, knowing that they only have positive side effects and positive repercussions when you employ them. And you can rise up into not only a higher frequency state, but also a higher dimension. You can do this consciously and deliberately, and you don't have to wait for anything to happen outside of you. This is perhaps the biggest gift you have ever been given by Source, and we invite more and more of you to unwrap that gift more of the time and start playing with it. Your ability to raise your vibration is something you can have fun with. You don't have to see it as a chore. You don't have to see it as something you must do in order to change your life circumstances. You can do it for the fun of it, for the joy of it, and then allow the life circumstances to change, because they will. But do it for the joy of it. Do everything and think every thought because you want to feel a certain way, and you will always be on that positive upward spiral of ascension, and it will be a ride that you will enjoy, a ride filled with ease, creativity, abundance, and everything else that you desire to experience. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Are the negatively oriented ETs coming too? Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You've all had personal experiences with extraterrestrials, and some of you have not enjoyed those experiences. Not all of you have remembered those experiences, but some of you have an idea that the experiences you've had have been less than ideal. And of course, you do cross-connect to other lifetimes in this one, where those other versions of you have had or are having negative experiences with ETs. You've also been told stories about certain ET groups, and some of those stories are based on actual experiences that other human beings have had, and some of those stories are based on conjecture. People assume that certain races of ETs are just all bad, and because you've all built up all those beliefs about ET contact in certain ET races, you're in the process now of individually and collectively getting over those fears. You need to get past the fears, the negative beliefs, and the prejudices that exist within the human collective consciousness in order to give yourselves the experiences that you want to have with positively oriented ETs. Now, there are many more positively oriented ETs that are out there, and believe us when we tell you this, they are the ones you are going to meet. And one of the reasons why they are the ones you're going to meet is that they are the ones who will be allowed to come in. Many more of the ETs are on the side of positivity, and they have been protecting humanity for quite some time. You're more protected and looked after than you could possibly know, and so you do not have to worry about the ones you have heard about that are not so nice. There are several reasons for this as well. One of the reasons is that sometimes people fear something that goes bump in the night, and they don't know what the cause of that bump is, but they start to imagine that it's something bad, something negative, something that's out to get them. Many people have done this when it comes to visitations, what many have called abductions. You can also rest assured that all the ETs are also expanding, evolving, growing, and becoming more of the spiritual masters they were born to become. And so even if they are being or a group of beings that was engaged in dastardly deeds at one time, it doesn't mean that they still are. Think of some of the things that your own ancestors have done that you would never do, things that you find abhorrent. Give them the benefit of the doubt and know that they too are learning from the mistakes of their grandparents and great-grandparents. They too are overcoming some of the beliefs of their parents, uncles, aunts, and other adults who were in their lives when they were in their formative years. Remember that as you raise your vibration to have an extraterrestrial contact experience, you are then only going to get what is a match to that vibration. And so, you don't have to have ET contact while in fear. For those of you who fear your government or the cabal or the corporations and banks, and you are looking for ETs to come and rescue you, remember that you are seeking ET contact from a place of fear, or a place of anger, or from a feeling of oppression, and you need to deal with these things now, because ET contact is coming and you want to have the best possible experience of it. And the only thing you can do to really ensure that you're going to have the best possible experience of it is to work on yourselves, clear your fears, exchange those beliefs that don't work for you for ones that do, and keep listening to positive messages like this one that are designed to set your minds at ease so that you can create reality and the experience of that reality that you want to create and have. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. These particular messages contain some powerful themes about abundance, spiritual evolution, and upcoming ET contact that I want to break down for you. This channeling focused on letting abundance flow to you. The Arcturians say we live in an abundant universe with countless evidence around us, but our physical minds can't fathom all the ways money and abundance can reach us. The key shift is seeing yourself as source energy rather than just human ego. When you recognize that existing as you are is enough, you become open to abundance from unexpected sources instead of limiting yourself to narrow pathways. The Arcturians have been observing what works for human spiritual growth. They notice we make tremendous strides when we take responsibility for what we've created, and when we engage in regular self-care, they emphasize the importance of checking in with yourself throughout the day, noticing what you're feeling and vibrating rather than just thinking about your thoughts. This awareness helps you break negative cycles before they manifest into unwanted experiences. Perhaps most intriguingly, the Arcturians explain their non-interference policy. They won't rescue humanity because we chose those challenges before birth to experience ourselves as heroes, helpers, and creators. Outside salvation would rob us of the growth we came here to achieve. The ships will land when enough humans choose forgiveness over trials and punishment. Essentially, when we stop needing villains in our stories and release our desire for justice through courts and imprisonment, that's when we'll open up to our ET family waiting in the skies. For those worried about negative extraterrestrials, the Arcturians assure us that far more positively oriented ETs exist, and they've been protecting humanity. Even formerly negative groups are evolving spiritually. Most importantly, as you raise your vibration to have ET contact, you'll only attract experiences that match that higher frequency. Fear-based seeking creates fear-based contact. What strikes me most about these messages is the consistent theme of empowerment. The Arcturians position themselves as teachers and energy transmitters, not saviors. They're essentially saying, you have everything you need within you to create the reality that you want. The timeline feels accelerated, with new cleansing energies and ET contact becoming more available, but it all depends on our collective spiritual maturity. The practical takeaway is simple: stay in higher vibrational states through conscious choice. Practice forgiveness instead of seeking revenge. Remain open to unexpected abundance and trust that you're more protected and powerful than you realize. Remember that your current reality is temporary, and you always have the free will to shift to a higher frequency. These channelings suggest we're in a pivotal time. We are in conscious participation in our spiritual evolution, which can accelerate both personal growth and collective contact with our galactic family. The question isn't whether these changes are coming, but whether we're ready to step into the empowered creators we truly are. What resonates most with you from these messages? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this served you, please like and subscribe for more spiritual content. I'd love it if you checked out my art. You can find it at www.newearth.art. I am hosting an amazing live event in Los Angeles. I would love it if you bought a ticket and came and experienced a live in-person timeline shift on November 21st through the 23rd. You can find a link in the description at www.brianscottlive.com/event-November. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution. Hello, it's Brian Scott. And I'm beyond excited to finally announce a live, in-person, 3-day event that I'm hosting in Los Angeles on November 21st through the 23rd. And when you walk away from this event, your life will be changed forever. Whatever it is that you're looking for right now, if you need to heal from something, to find the love of your life, to find wealth, to find your purpose, to ascend, to evolve, whatever that is, whatever your desire, this event is designed to bring that to you. There is a timeline available for you where you can live the very best life that you could ever imagine, where everything is always working out for you. And this event is designed to shift you into that reality and make it something tangible and real that you experience. I promise you that this will change your life.